It's all your fault.
You won't have to spend Christmas with me again, Sydney.
No, please, just, I tell you what, please, just one last review before I go, please, just one. Just the one.
Okay, Sydney, just the one review. Remember, you got 5 minutes, Sydney.
Thanks, alright? Thank you. Ugh. Right, I can't do it with you just staring at me.
Okay, alright, I'll get out of the room. Remember, I can hear you, Sydney.
Yes, on to the review, but before we do the review, if there's just something you could just do for me, alright, keep this in mind, it will be really helpful for me in the future. You know, I could be doing more reviews if you just do what this says, alright, yeah, you got that, yeah, or that, yeah, either one of them works, okay, you got that, yeah, alright, yeah, or that, yeah, alright, yeah, okay, alright, okay, so you just bear that in mind, alright? Now on to the review, I think.
Stop doing it, Sydney.
What do you mean, stop doing it? Stop doing what?
I wasn't born yesterday. Shut up, Sydney. I'm watching you.
How did he... You got a camera in here? Camera? Fine, I'll get on with it. Fine. Okay. Okay, this is a review I wanted to do for some time, and since I apparently am running out of time, don't have to be, it's up to you, I thought I'd better get the Seacons out of the way. I really like them. Now, look, this one is the original. This is the one that was purchased for me as a kid. I didn't have a large amount of disposable income as said small child, and he was probably one of the last Transformers I was brought, as they were running pretty much the end of their course, and the ones that were coming out were a bit crap. He was one of the last really good ones, and the last combiner of the 80s, if I recall. Yes, he is, actually. And I really liked him. Now, you know that I would have not have brought, or had said to have purchased in combined mode. And his arm's fallen off. That's great. That's just marvellous. Obviously, I had him brought in bits. So I had the original one that I got here, which is Snaptrap. He was brought for me first. And then the others, additionally, I brought as the time went on. That's why they're in such a bad state. The fact remains that I've managed to keep him and all his gear stock bits from, what, 89 I would imagine, 88, 89 till now, 2010? 2011, where have I been? So that's pretty impressive. So he is that old, and I've had him all that time. Sorry about that. His arms and legs and limbs just don't hold together anymore. So should we take a look at this guy, shall we? Now, first off the bat, okay, the Seacons make Piranacon. He's not particularly large as a gear stock. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, he ain't combined him right. You see, those should be the feet, and those should be the arms. You know, it's all wrong. And it's just not right. Well, I liked it that way, so there. So if it's wrong, I don't care. I like him like this. And since he's mine, I'm do what I want, so... But other than that, the fact I've probably combined him wrong, yeah, he's fine. I like him. And I said he's a bit smaller than the average combiner, but I don't hold that against him. Now, articulation as he is pretty much as you would expect from a gear stock. 0. He can move his arms up and down. Just, you know, that was meant to do that, alright? I planned it. I planned ahead of time. So, his arms move, well, essentially, up and down. Well, they would do if I combined him right, but yeah, you can see what I mean. His head does not turn. Well, this is the weird thing. You see here, look. You know, there's a head under there. I'll get to that later. It just twists like that, look, so he can do a tiny little... That's all he does. I think that wasn't the design. I can purely put it on the basis that he's that old, his head's gone loose. And when people get old, their heads get a bit wobbly, don't they? You seen old people? Their heads wobble around a bit, don't they? Okay, it's just me. Okay, we'll ignore that comment, alright? Sorry, old people. Other than that, he has no articulation at all. Can't move his legs. He can do the splits. Alright, now, he can Van Damme it. Van Damme can do the splits, and so can this guy. I will demonstrate. Now, is that ever impressive? My thumb shouldn't be there. That's better. Is that cool or what? Or... Alright, that's essentially it. We'll stop playing around now. He can't really pose, alright? He's poserless, as most combining gear stocks are. But compared to Devastator, he's practically an athlete. So, there we go. So, As articulation, 0. Now, should we take a look at these little guys in general? Now, bearing in mind there is a Japanese variation of it. I think it's God Neptune or King Neptune, something along those lines, but he's grey, and he only has 5 parts, not 6. Now, the 6th part on him is the weapon. They can all be the weapon if they want, but for some reason it's a good idea having one of the Gearstolts be a weapon. I think they should have done that more often or later on, but unfortunately the Transformers were coming to the end of the line, so any good ideas they might have had, I'm afraid we never got to see them progress because it just stopped. So that as an idea is great. So you got 6, well, not for the price of 5 because you paid for the 6th one, so you know, you're not getting anything free here, but it's a nice thought and I like it. So yeah, so let's take a look at Snaptrap.
Stop rambling, Sydney, you're taking too long.
Doing as quick as I can.
Oh, I found the beer, thanks.
Bloody hell, he's really got a deadline, hasn't he? Oh, I don't like that word, dead. No. Alright, Snaptrap, here we go. Now, there's a reissue of him, as you know. No prizes. And the head's blue. I don't know why the head's blue. Well, the head's not the same colour as this one, because it's got a black head. Doesn't sound very nice, does it? Oh, I've got to stop mixing up words here, right? His head is, I think, a different colour on the reissue. Don't ask me why. I don't paint these things. But his articulation is ever so slightly exactly the same as his larger counterpart. He moves his arms, like that. Clicks a bit of, the old-fashioned Creed ball joints, we'll call these, actually. You know, ratchets. They're great as long as you don't use them too much, and then they break. Mind you, ball joints wear out too. So, you can see him, he transforms into some large turtle. And, I think it's a turtle. Yeah, it looks like one to me. He's got a shell on the back. Could be a tortoise, I suppose. No, I don't think it's a tortoise. He does the same splits, essentially because the Gearstolt is the main part of the body. And he has this little gimmick where... Oh, this is the thing with these things, look. This is the thing with these things. God, I'm great, I'm on form today. It's just... It is meant to, I say, not supposed to, go... Well, essentially, what it's meant to do, but I'm doing it back to front here because I don't want to work, is you flip that and the guns do a sort of, like, Star Wars attack, sort of movement shuffle thing. It's rubbish, alright, okay? So it's rubbish, alright? I'm not mixing my words with that. Other than fact, as a Gearstolt leader and toy on his own right, regardless of when he's combined, he looks and poses and is a really nice toy. And they even too, if you can see here, later on, because this one is slightly later of the 80s toys, and they knew that back-heavy toys fall over a lot, and he is really back-heavy. There we go, that worked. And they put these little things here just to, well, little clips here just to balance them out, and it actually works. So they learn from their mistakes. Many Transformers are back heavy, and they don't have this to write it. They just go, whoa. Well, they don't fly off, but you get what I'm saying. They fall over backwards. So they're trying to put right things they've done wrong. So Snaptrap is a good toy, even if you don't have the other combiners. Now let's look at the little guys. You've got to look at the little guys. You've got to have them all, otherwise it isn't worth it, like Pokemon. Right, now I think this one is an autolator, but if I'm wrong, and I've been wrong before, and it won't be the first, and it will, well, might be the last actually. They're essentially a very simple transformation. Now, you probably notice he's missing the claws. There should be 2 claws, I think, that come out the side. But I said this is the original one I had as a kid, so you can understand. They're not there anymore. The transformation of this guy is pretty simplistic. Do you think it would be better if I showed you what I was doing as opposed to talking to myself, because I know what I'm doing? And that's it. I mean, as regards, you know, the little Transformers that you get with the combiners, he is a bit twatty, look. We've got issues with this one. But you've got to bear in mind, if there's, you know, there's like 5 of these guys to combine with the other one, and they're pretty good. And out of all of them, he's alright, I like him. He's got a stupid name, but, you know, can't help that. Alright, this one's Overbite as far as I recall. Still got the fist in here, just don't want to let it go. Come on! There we go. They all combine in exactly the same way as the original combiners. It's literally, their heads are shaped like blocks. So they essentially have all the same head. You know, some have got a bit of yellow in it, and some have got a bit of red. Essentially, that is it. I think, for want of a better word, he is that. Like, compared to the other one, he's not very good, is he? I do not think there is any variation to this transformation that I don't know about. Unless that... Alright, there we go. Down boy, down boy. Oh, that does sound bad, doesn't it? There we go. And he is alright. Essentially, I mean, should I go... Do you want to go through them all? Do you want to go through them all? Should I go through them all?
Shut up, Sydney. You know what? Why the hell not? Yeah, okay.
Alright, fine, I'll go for them all then. Even he agrees. You've got to see them all, haven't you? Tentakill. I like Tentakill. I don't know why, I like the name. I think it sounds quite cool, actually. It's a good play on words. I like play on words. It's good. And I like Tentakill. It's really quite nice. That's it. He's one of the better ones. I really like him. There's not anything about him I don't like. I love his alt mode, look. It's excellent. That really is good. I like him. He's one of the better ones. If you were to buy them individually and you were going to have to pick one to get first, Tentacle's the one to get. Obviously you want Snaptrap, but, you know, if you're going to buy them individually and you've got to build up your collection to build them, if you're not going to get the reissue, you want the original one like I've got, which is full of dust, get Tentacle, because he's one of my favourites. Seawing. Seawing here. I think this is Seawing. There we go. You see, I used him for the wrong part. Now, his legs come down, it's slightly different to the others. So he's got a large blocky bit in the middle, and he has these wings at the back. And, you know, he's alright. Actually, he's got quite good arm movement. His arms properly, they don't just... He can actually move his arm up. And his legs are quite funny too. He looks like he's doing a little run. Look. Looks like Mario. Does it? Yeah, looks like Mario doing a jump, doesn't he? Look. Yeah? Was it just me? Might just be me, actually. But yeah, he's good. Seawing. As I said, gotta have them all. And I like Seawing. Probably my second favourite, actually. Purely on the basis of the leg movement. I quite like it, actually. And the last one. Right, we get him off here. Come on. Scalor. What a horrible name. What a horrible name for a horrible transform. I don't like this one. I don't like his stupid fat arms. I don't know why. I just think he looks odd. Let me just show you what I mean. He looks like he's doing some... he looks a bit like Popeye, actually. Now, Popeye's got these huge arms here, isn't it? This one. Huge Popeye arms, and his name's Scalor. Essentially, I'm assuming because he has sort of like a scaly finish. Well, there we go. So, that's him. That's essentially the whole lot of them. And... where do I lay it? Oh, actually, one more thing I will show you is the shield that he comes with is quite good because Snaptrap here can hold it. If I've called him Snapdragon through the course of this review, I apologise. I didn't mean to call him that, Snapdragon. I know it's Snaptrap, but for some reason I keep thinking Snapdragon because that's a flower that you find in the garden, and Snapdragon, that sounds wrong. Right. The thing is, he's meant to have a sword and a gun. I have neither of them, but I did keep the shield. The shield essentially is very important because unless you've got the shield, you can't have the breastplate here, and then if you haven't got the breastplate, it does look a bit dark when you put the big head on. Although as a kid, I still remember this now, I don't know why, I used to put his head on a bit like that, just so he had a big head. Well, I found it funny, alright? I find weird things funny, and I found the fact that he had a big head quite funny. The joke's on me, I'm afraid, so yeah. But other than that, the Seacons, what can I say about them? Excellent toy. The reissue I've seen is okay. I would recommend getting it, because I like the Seacons. And even if you can get hold of the original, I'd probably get the original over the reissue, because I think the quality isn't quite that good. But, you know what? You have to take what you can get nowadays. I'm not quite sure what he goes for if you want the original one, but I would highly, highly recommend getting the Seacons. Obviously, all of them, so you can make the Seacons Piranacon. Yeah. He was featured in the not the American cartoons, the Japanese one. And I can't remember which show it was, but it's not the Headmasters one. It might be Victory or... well, it's one of the Japanese ones. You can look it up yourself. You can go on Wikipedia. It's all on there as far as I know. He was in the comics a bit. He has a good fight. I think he's sent after to kill either Megatron or Galvatron. I can't quite remember. I think it's Galvatron. I think Shockwave sends him to kill Galvatron, and Galvatron just kicks the shit out of him. It's hilariously entertaining. But yeah, so that's the Seacons. And they are great, and you've got to get them all. Right, so that's my review, unfortunately, though. I mean, there's only one thing you guys have to do for me, you know, now. Okay? Now, off you go now to do this for me now.
Meet your maker, Sydney.
Stop it! Stop it!
You like it in the back of that van, Sydney? Make the most of this trip, Sydney. It'll be the last one you ever have.